Okay, let's go and let's see how can we have the class being created.
So once the object is created, can we check its class type?
Yes, obviously. We'll check that out. Okay, let's create a class. Guide me to write a class. So the first keyword is class space. Truck will be my class name. I put a colon. Then we have a seed. I will use the lowercase itself. Equal to 2. Okay. Okay. Then 4, 6. Okay. Pure. Then fuel state. This much we have properties being ready.
So what happens if we assign fuel state equal to false?
Nothing. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Nothing. That means fuel is not there. You cannot drive. Suddenly fuel is there, so you can drive. So drive will tell you can you drive or not. What's there? Yes.
When fuel state is false, yes, conflict.
That's what. No fuel it says. No fuel available. Fuel state. Okay. Let's go ahead. These are my properties. Or attributes. Anyone name you can use it. Okay, next I want to create functions or methods. We call sometimes methods. We call methods in the object-oriented programming. That you can remember. Either they are same like functions or we did it earlier. Same thing. Okay, let's go and create the methods. I'll use only one method called drive presently. What should I do to create a method? Define drive, and then I should define it. Okay, how can I define it? Self dot. We don't do that. Let's use the if directly. Let's keep that self. If fuel state, fuel warning. Okay, please. Okay, fuel state equal to true. Okay, then why it is showing a yellow line? Yes, no, it's not defined in drive parenthesis. Okay, ready to drive. Fuel available. Else not ready to drive. No fuel available. Yes, sir. No fuel available. Can't drive, obviously. Okay. Method is ready. Next. One method is ready. Next. Constructor. Constructor, let's do that last part and we'll go. Constructor, we need to have it. So let's.
So this is the same constructor which was used in constructing the list couple set.
Obviously, they will have that. And if possible, we'll also go into that and have a look at how they have written that. Just press control and it will reach to that constructor.
Constructor will be name of the classes.
Always. When you create that name of the class, for the name of the class for the list is obviously capital L list. Okay, let's go with the constructor. How do I write it? It's dir space 2 times underscore init 2 times underscore, and then there will be some parameters.
So are you now creating the object or initializing the object?
I'm creating a special type of function which is going to be responsible to receive the data from outside us when they are creating object. So that data, this will receive it inside the class.
So after receiving the data, object
We can give it to those variables. Okay. I'll separately write a block of this one, and we'll just try to discuss that block so that the path of flow can be very clear. Okay, let's do this and we'll have that diagram. Okay, here I write self because I'll be referring the self for those variables that I have declared. Okay, okay, let's put a colon, and I'm ready to add the values from outside to this one. And even if I'm not receiving anything from outside, I can still initialize them with my own values. Like for example, that I call it as a default constructor. This default constructor. Okay, let's discuss that. Self, when I ask, do you know something about what variables do I have? It says I know these many. What do you want? So I need a first seek equal to. I can make it 4 by default. This is my default one. Because you are not sending me anything here after comma. So I have not received anything. So I will decide my own values, obviously. Got it? Okay, let's do this. Then self dot tire is not there.
So engine is in that suggestion. The engine is coming from where, sir?
Where is engine?
You just self dot.
Okay, just a second.
Self dot will throw the suggestions.
Where is engine?
Engine was coming suggestion.
Earlier here.
Yeah, previous example is
Okay, let's erase it. Where is engine? This one. The Jupyter's hint it is. Jupyter's hint. Because we are talking about the pure everything. That's a TI that I added package. This existing. That's Jupyter's hint in the package.
So what is this drive? So what is the mark behind the drive? What is the mark behind the tire?
These are my variables that I have here. Drive is my function.
But why pictures are changed behind them, sir? For example, tire and fuel is same, for drive is different.
That's a VS Code's convention, not the actual thing. They're just to make you understand that they are the variables that will change it, and this is a function that you can call it. That's a package. The function will be considered as package. So that square box has been added, and this will be the values that will be changing variables. Okay.
Because the drive is a function, whereas tire, fuel state, they are the attributes.
That's right. Attributes and functions. Okay. Then tire, I'll make it 10. So it's my default value that I'm adding. Okay. Then self dot fuel. Fuels carrier it is. Okay. Next, self dot. I have a fuel state. It's true. Okay. I make it true. So this is one of my constructors. Just go and talk about Python constructor, more about it. I will come back to that. Let's go to GFG. Yes, so we have the constructor self declaration. body of the constructor, we can write it. There is a default constructor that we have just now wrote it. The default constructor is a simple constructor which doesn't accept any arguments. Doesn't accept any arguments. So it is having only its own self. It doesn't have any external value being received into this. Its definition has only one argument, which is a reference to the instance being constructed. Self pointing to the obj itself is the self reference. All right. I hope you can understand that. It's a reference to the instance. The instance name is obj, pointing to itself. Okay. This is one of the default constructor, which is not receiving any outside values. Understand? Next, parameterized constructor we say. What does that mean? Then we can call the constructor which is receiving the parameters like that can be a parameterized constructor. Alright, it is receiving C and I values from outside, like 4 and 8. That's why we call that as a parameterized constructor. Alright, so what it says, constructor with the parameters is known as parameterized constructor. The parameterized constructor takes its first argument as a reference, as we have taken self into this one. This is my first argument that I have to the instance being constructed, known as, and the rest of the arguments after comma are provided by the programmer, as we did 4, 8 by the programmer. All right. So examples, you can see we have taken this default constructor and we are giving our own value. We are not receiving anything outside. We will construct our own and write it same static value. Further, you are not receiving anything. Okay. Here they are receiving name equal to none, and this you can write it. All right. Okay. Can we go ahead and write it? You understand this? Okay. Now I'll work on this drive function now. Okay. Now we have done created a drive function. We have created a constructor. It's going to receive the value and initialize them. Here outside, I wanted to have the object being created. How can I create the object? Any object. Same process that we have done. Obj equal to that is my no class name, exactly. It's a class name, and we're not sending anything inside that one because my constructor is not receiving anything. All right. Else I would have sent some value like 4, 8. My constructor is not receiving anything. All right. Okay. Now I wanted to call a function called drive. So obj dot, it says what do you want? It is asking me, do you know the drive? Yes, I know that. So I have the function ready. But is it receiving anything and it is using anything? Yes, it is using anything. Something it is. So now I am talking about which fuel state here. Do I have them? Yes. One is in 7th line here. Yes. But it is saying we don't have that. Why are you saying that?
That's not subject to drive function.
Okay, can I write self here? But still it is saying who is this? It's not defined. Where can I define it?
Define in itself.
Parenthesis? Here? Now it says, let's ask what it knows. It knows a lot of things now. So, what we have not added is the self. So now, this function is aware of its own variables. Got it? Got it? Fine. Now, we are checking the state of this variable actually. We're just checking whether it is having true or not. This one we are checking. Now it is completely set.
So still it is showing blue underline by
This one is spelling mistake. It is not dictionary word. C spell is a package which is checking my spelling. If I make a dictionary word, it doesn't give a blue.
and we ignore add to the dictionary.
We have the quick fix. Add to the field state to the workspace or user settings. That's again, it takes me to the next window and ask me to add something. Okay, it took directly. No problem. Okay, I hope all of you have understood the process how we are explaining. And at the end, we have written only two statements. One is to create an object. One is to call a function with the help of object. Very simple. Okay, let's play this. What will be the output you are expecting?
Ready to drive will be there.
Okay. Let it connect. Yes, that's the answer. Ready to drive? Is the answer. Yes.
This is default construct.
Default construct. Okay. I'll copy paste this. Okay, now I have two types of constructors being added. Now what will be the outcome?
Still ready to drive fail level.
Same
Now,
Yes.
else what will execute? Sure. Missing two required positional arguments. Where tire and this one. Just a second. Okay. So in this one, we are not receiving anything. That's why we kept them empty. Okay. Now we are saying we have created this one, but we are not initializing that. We are not using that. Okay. That's why it is asking us. Send the values. I say 4,8. It says no fuel available. Why? Fuel state is false. So new values which are available here have been initialized. So not these values. Yes.
Now when in line number 28 we call drive functions.
Okay.
It should go to line number 15.
Drive must go to line number 15 here.
So there are two defines. One is define init without values. The second one is define init with
Correct.
and tire.
So the question here at this instance is the object obj is initialized with this one or this one? Is the first question you need to answer.
So as the so now we are supplying values, two values 4 and 8. So it will go to the line number 21.
21 and initialize this one. This code is never executed.
So if we keep it blank here, then that will be executed.
Obviously. Error for this one. That you're saying you initialize it with the two values, but you're not sending any values. All right. That's the way you can.
So if the remove 4 and 8 and try some which one is executed, then fail should be available and ready to drive. That should be the response.
You have an error, that is type error. Type of the object you are calling. Truck dot underscore init function is missing two required positional arguments. Yes. Make it unavailable.
So why to make it unavailable, sir? Let both be available. Let the function choose the one. As we are not supplying any value, with that logic, it should go to self without
Since
value.
they have to be executed, they will consider any one.
Nobody is calling this second block, sir. So without calling, how you will execute, sir?
Because it is init. You cannot have two inits at a time. If you have init available, you have to override this init and execute this one. Because this is by default. So if nothing is there, still it initializes. I mean, if we do not have this one, still it says, I'm ready. Nobody is here. Still it is executing this itself without these values. It is already having these values, so those values will be given as a copy. And if I give this one as a false, obviously it has already executed its own value, existing value. Alright. Yesterday we did the status program, check status. So it is trying to display all the values. So if you display it here also, it displays that the present object is holding only these initial values. It is not given a chance to modify the existing values. If you want to modify the existing these values intentionally, write the constructor or override the constructor. This constructor, you write it here, specify the values which you want it in the new object that you are creating, OBJ. Alright? It's very simple that you are taking some values initially and you are trying to modify it for the new object that you create. Got it? Okay. I hope you understood that. You need to have one init. It executes once in the lifetime of the object creation. So you write any one of them, but the syntax has to be followed. Okay, we'll do that experiment that you told just now. If I do not have this one, do I have any effect on them? Now the compulsory thing is you need to provide these two numbers. No option to you. So when you provide the number, then only they are able to execute them. Okay. Now I comment this, and here I do not have any option to send because it is not receiving anything. Only self is there. So in that case, I cannot keep these numbers. I have to use the default values that I have manually entered will become a new object's values, not the old values. Like I have 4 here, 2 here, I am going to keep it 4 in my new object. They are default values. Earlier, the default value without this constructor was its own values. Now I have control over those values and I am going to modify them the default values. Alright, the second chance of modifying it. First chance is when you are typing the code, you wrote 2, you would have written 4. First decision, control. Second time, I want to dynamically change them. So dynamically change them and put them 4 here or 8 here. It's up to you. And again, one more level of control is given to you. Okay, no problem. Don't decide it here for static value. That's the actual number. Don't decide that. Only create a variable here and write it. I will send the value. I decide the value later in the during execution time. I'll ask the user, and then I'll give the value. That value you initialize it. Alright. Level of control is being given to you to initialize the object values. You understand this? Got it? You had a first chance to edit this one to 4. Now we kept it true. And next chance is you have been given a constructor to initialize the value of new object that we are creating, a box. Inside the earlier 2 is there. I want to make it 4. I have a chance of modifying it to 4. I don't want to do it right now, a decision of making 4. I'll make a decision 4 by sending it from here. Alright, existing value is 2, I'll make it 4 here. I made a decision here. And even I'm not making a decision by writing a static value like 4. I'll write my input function and I will ask the user, give me the value. Then that value I will give it to this constructor, and that value will be used to initialize the object with 4 as CD capacity, and then I'll be creating an object with that. Alright. So that way I have a level of control for that. But when you write these two or multiple, like I have just taken tire and seat, you take again multiple arguments, you will have different flavor of constructor creation during execution of this statement. All right. Okay. Let's go ahead and use this one. I hope all of you getting it. I want all of you to understand these things. Then we can go ahead and modify this. If you have any question, you can ask. We'll discuss it and we'll go ahead. Okay. Please tell me if you have any questions. I have this font size being added more, so let's reduce it a little. All right. So that's okay.
So let's create one class here, sir.
You want to create it? Yes. Okay. Take the pieces and try to create one class and tell me what thoughts you have and what errors you're getting. Okay. Get back to the PC and create one class, the same class you created, and try to debug it. You will need anything. A also need A equal to trust. It's just identifier. We'll discuss destructor later. Destructors are calling destructor is to delete the delete that gets created. That's a destructor. Create the class struct. Create the class struct.
Sir, one error, sir.
Read.
Drive.
Okay.
Open and close permissions, sir. Takes zero positional argument, but one was given.
Line number.
Was given.
Line number.
Line number 15.
What is there on the 15th line?
DF underscore
Space you are not given.
it's given
DF space underscore. Okay.
and services. Open and close permissions.
That's not that much. Okay. Then you have created an object. Last two lines.
This is great.
Have you given any numbers there? 4,8? Nothing. Okay. Can you read the error again? Read the error again.
Drive open and close parentheses takes zero positional arguments,
Okay.
but one was given.
One was given. So in the drive function, have you written self?
Yes.
Written. So that means you have given some parameters in the last two lines. Given, right? Then give it. It should not give again. I want you to do it fast. Okay. Yes. Okay. Point it out there. Okay, last in the track is definitely a lowercase t. Lowercase t inside the parentheses, you have to pass two parentheses. T and tire. 4, 8 or whatever number you want to run. Inside the parentheses. Because you're sending those values to that constructor. That is not see that. Done.
Open and close.
Like 22. What is it? 22. Object, right? What it says no arguments. It takes no arguments. 4 comma 4 comma
8.
4 comma 8. So you have not taken a self dot pure state in drive. You have written there self dot pure state. No, I got it. Number 13 and 12. Number 12. Pure state is showing yellow line. Two, you should not self dot pure state. Not pure. Yeah, true, you cannot make it lowercase t. It has to be capital T, true. For false, capital F, false. Make it true. Capital T. That. It becomes good. Happen? Not good. Next error. Number 22. What it says?
Open and close the text is no.
Take no arguments. Check this query.
Yeah, you see.
Same. You can use any name. You can make it a capital and change the same thing as when you are actually creating the object.
So when I put the dot,
Okay.
add up and capitalize
Something
not the secret I am of these things.
okay. Just okay. So it has to be
These things. If you will throw the time, you will get in, you will get in.
It is not giving suggestions.
Some of us
Here it is. Oh, it is not giving options. I think that's interpreted here. Actually, is not working.
I think it can not, so I need to give it.
Yes.
Yes.
Let's see. Just click on that.